Morning, everyone. It is day 5 for our Decide to Thrive challenge. So those of you who have been joining us, the challenge has been going on in our Wellbeing Forum Facebook group, and we have been discussing, in order of priorities, some of the absolute essentials for women to have in their life to thrive in both their body and mind, and specifically their hormones, which I find are the building blocks of feeling good in both your body and your mind. Okay, so this one though is super relevant for chaps as well, hence why I thought I'd do it over here. So if you're a chap or a child or lady, this is suitable for all of you. And the principle of today is all about movement, and the principle that we're not necessarily looking at hardcore exercise here today. We're looking at the principle of moving so that your body moves in the morning for all sorts of reasons to help start you up for a really great day in both your body and your mind and your hormones, okay? So there are a few reasons why moving in the morning is so helpful. It gets all of your systems moving. But one of the most important systems possibly within that is your digestive system. So if your digestive system gets clogged up, and if we start to talk of the symptoms like constipation, that's not good, because all that toxin then stays in your colon instead of getting out, okay? So if you have a tendency to be constipated and you don't move in the morning and then you go and sit in the office all day, that really is building up unnecessary waste in your body and just not allowing that flow in the normal way. So that's one reason why to move in the morning. But there are a whole host of others, from particularly if you can move outside, from things like it stimulates your cortisol, which is your get up and go hormone in the morning. It also helps with vitamin D. It's just giving you an initial exposure to vitamin D, which is another super important vitamin that almost acts as a hormone, and most of us are deficient in it. So if you can move outside, then bonus points, okay? And otherwise, another principle is that it doesn't have to be hardcore exercise. It's just some form of movement, and that movement can be anything from walking around in your garden so you help feel grounded through your feet, to doing a few jobs around the house, to doing something like I'll do 5 minutes with you here, just like a little gentle morning practice, okay? That can be called yoga, it can be called Pilates, it can be called like a breathing program, it can be called anything you like, I don't care. Sometimes people get really put off by the word exercise. My patients and clients tend to fit into two buckets. Some of them are exercise bunnies and love to exercise, and we almost have to help them calm down a little bit because they exercise to the point of their body breaking down and instead of building up. And if you want to be healthy as opposed to just fit, then that goes past that tipping point. So we could have a whole conversation about that, and do ask if you have any questions on that. Other side of the end of the spectrum are those who just don't like exercise. Perhaps they feel that they've a memory from school of it being super competitive and it just not really being for them. The cross country or the netball or the tennis that was proposed at school just isn't their thing. But you ask them what they like doing, and they love walking and they love dancing and they actually do love moving. Never in over 25 years practice as a physio and a coach more recently have I had someone who doesn't like moving. I've had lots of people who don't like exercise, but when we find their thing, they all like moving, because your body loves moving. All bodies love moving, and when we move the body, we stimulate the mind as well. All right, so if you're catching the replay, I've come on very spontaneously today, and there aren't the Facebook algorithm won't show it live to you, to very many of you, but so most of you are going to be catching the replay. Do feel free to pop any questions underneath in the thread once you get to this later, and otherwise let's move. Let's start with some movements. You don't need any special gear, you don't need any special clothes, and that's the great thing. Don't put any barriers in your way, just move. All right, so as I was saying, the first step of that, where I actually start in the morning, is I grab my drink. I've got my water here, and I just bring it outside as I walk around. So we've got like a stone patio, so I kind of tend to walk around on here, or even heading onto the grass. Okay, so you just literally walk around, and you keep walking. If you're walking, just walk around, whether it's your living room, if you can get outside, and even if it's wet, it doesn't matter. It will actually help, just help you feel alive. We're just trying to get that feeling of feeling alive and moving, all right? So you're still walking around wherever you are. And then once we've moved around, we can then start with some gentle movements. You can use a mat, you don't have to use a mat. So here I have a mat, but you could equally do this with no mat whatsoever. I'll deliberately choose exercises today that do not need a mat. All right, so you can roll down if your back's okay. If your back's not okay with that, then you would just fold down, for example, okay? So you're just rolling down as far as you're comfortable to, and hanging is a really nice thing just to get the back moving a little bit. You can just hang, and the shoulders is really nice to swing them, or you can swing them forwards and back. You can clasp them and then take them side to side. Okay, so you're just moving your shoulders. So you'll feel like a pull from the back of the body, okay? You can reach down with one side and then the other side. Bend your knees to come back up, and we'll go into a squat. None of this should be painful. You don't need to go down as low as I am here. I'm just trying to get in the frame of the camera. You can be right up here, okay? It's really where your knees are totally happy, okay? So you're just hanging out in a squat, getting some blood pumping through those thighs, okay? Getting the body moving just that little bit. And you're breathing. You're breathing. Keep moving, okay? So say if this is too much for you, too deep for you, you've got knee pain, just come on up. Just do it at more of that level squat, okay? In fact, I'm going to pop the camera up a little bit just because some of the other things I'm going to be doing standing. Do wave, say hello, say who's here if you are here live. Otherwise, let's keep moving. Another thing I really love to do in the morning is face the sun and bring the energy of the sun in, and then take it down to the ground. I tend to do this off the mat, so on grass or a stone surface, okay? So you're drawing energy in, you're breathing in, and you're taking it down to the ground. Keep moving, so you're drawing the energy in, and you're taking it down to the ground. And I love to do this as you set an intention. You start to really feel into how you're feeling, so have like a mental check-in. Oh, am I feeling really confident about my day? Am I really feeling focused about my day? And how do I want to feel about my day? And just starting to program in mentally as well as physically. Okay, so from the front it would look something like this. You're drawing in and you're taking the energy down. You're breathing in and out. Last one, breathing in and out. It's really nice to get the body moving sideways as well, so heading over to the side. Again, if that's painful for you for whatever reason, you might feel a stretch here, that's good. If it's closing down here, that's not what you want to feel. You would take the stretch off a little bit. Okay, so just go as far as you're comfortable to, and over to the other side. You should feel a stretch the long side. You don't want to feel pain in the closed side. If you do, that's not what we're looking for, so you wouldn't hold that. You come back up and reach up to the sky, reach up, draw out with both of your hands, really reaching up through your hands to the sky. And you're breathing, and you're breathing very much through your tummy, through your diaphragm, okay? So I'm on my knees, but you can still be standing for this. Keep breathing, keep moving, and out. And another one, I like just a little swing. All right, so this is a combination of lots of different techniques. There's yoga in here, there's elements of Pilates, there's elements of Tai Chi. And that's the thing, it doesn't matter what we call it, we just move in ways that feel good to you. This one's really nice if you take it through. If you're a tennis player or a golf player, my effort to do a golf swing there, you just make sure that you're following through with the hips, because the hips often get a little bit tight in there. Okay, so you keeping moving. Good. Okay. Alrighty. One last one, you're going to really open up your shoulders. Really open up your shoulders. Again, if you can face the sun for this, it's really nice. And you're holding that more like a stretch. If you can feel a lot of tingling going through the whole of here, as long as it's tingly but not painful, that's fine. If it's tingly but painful, you would drop the shoulders forwards a little bit, okay? So you're just leaving the shoulders extended as far as you are comfortable to. And if that was uncomfortable, you could drop it down to here, all right? If it's okay, you can even take the wrists back a little bit. And that's opening up this whole chest that gets tight. If you're an office worker, then that will get tight in the day. So we're taking it the other way, Oh, and you could leave it at that. If you're feeling more dynamic, you could walk on the spot. You could do some little star jump preparations. You could do some little movements like this, whatever. It's not necessarily about having really specific exercises. It's about moving in ways that feel good. It's about just moving, doesn't matter how. It's about taking some of these barriers away to exercise, that we need the right kit, that we've got to have the right app, that the phone's run out of charge, we haven't got the right clothes on, all these things, and we miss these little pockets of 5 minutes, 10 minutes when we could have moved. And that's what we're looking for here today. So often people just get really tight in their body, particularly as we're working from home, particularly if you're an entrepreneur and you're very computer based for work, then things get tight, you get injured, as well as all the digestive issues we were saying, the hormone issues that we've been discussing all week, feeling mentally sluggish, and hence then you won't do what you want to do because you won't feel your best. So movement is so much more than perhaps like the cardiovascular 3 times a week routine that we've been often programmed to believe is what we need, and if we're not doing that, then we're not doing it right. Let's take away some of the rules, let's just keep moving. And movement breeds momentum as well. When you start off your day like this, you're probably thinking, oh, that feels so good. And then you're going to find more of a pocket later in the day to do perhaps something a little bit more for longer time, or that's a bit more intense, that get your heart rate up a little bit. So it builds on itself. Okay, any questions about any of this, you're free to pop it in the thread. Those of you in the Wellbeing Forum, I'll be sharing this in there as well, so you can ask any questions more privately in the group over there. You are free this week and next week to send me a private message if there's anything more private in nature. I'm much more available because I'm running the Decide to Thrive challenge. Okay, so feel free to connect in whichever way, and if you need to know any more, head to sallydibden.com/her. If you're a lady, then that's the program I have to take you further with all of this going on in September, and that is now open for registration. For those of you I don't know yet, my name is Sally Dibden. I am a physical therapist as well as a health and performance coach, and I help driven people, women especially, just feel their best so that they can do anything they want and set their minds to, whether that's thrive at work, in the home, or as a parent. But to do that, your body, your mind, even your spiritual connection needs to be in alignment, really. So that's what part of this week has been about. Head over to the Wellbeing Forum if you want to know more. I'll pop those links we've mentioned in the thread. And otherwise, I wish you a really amazing Friday. Have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.